Live from the Slackers Sports Bar Studios, this is In the Building with Mike Taylor and Rudy J.
Oh, it's that Longhorn Postgame edition. How you boys doing? Boy, man, that was something. We've been waiting for this game for 13 years. So glad it finally happened. Plenty of opinions on this game tonight, but I don't know about you boys, and I get blamed for being an old man, and you know how young people act like, oh, you act like everything back in the day was better. And first of all, is it true that old people overrate stuff that happens in the past? Of course they do. But is it true that there are some things from years gone by that really were better and really should still be a thing? Case in point, Texas playing the Texas Aggies every year, or at least every other year now, I think is what we're going to get. And that was awesome. That was awesome. Game aside, no matter what happened, it was awesome to have those two teams playing again, man.
That was a shitty football game.
I tried to go positive about the top.
No. Let's keep it real.
That was a frustrating game.
No. That was a shitty football game.
Yep.
That was a shitty football. Shitty. Both teams. But let me say this. Okay. Ohio State, Michigan, shitty.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, this isn't me just talking shit about Texas and Texas A&M. This is college football this year.
And it's rivalry week.
College football this year as a whole has been shitty. That was shitty football. Neither one of those teams looked like a team worthy of being in anybody's conference championship game. It was horrible. The refs included, officiating included. That was horrible football. That was a horrible football game. I don't care. Like, okay, the state of Texas, yeah, like, okay, it meant something to us nostalgia-wise. But if that was Clemson, South Carolina, you would have had no time for it. Like, Clemson, South Carolina was a good game for those two fan bases. Mike Taylor didn't have time for that shit. You didn't care about that shit.
A little bit.
You didn't care. That was awful. Block punts, fumbles, awful penalties. That was a shitty football game.
Rival games tend to be that.
That was two average. It looked like two average football teams. It was awful.
And what's frustrating to me from the UT standpoint is that that should not be the case tonight. You're frustrated with Texas because of the quarterback, I'm assuming, because Wisner is going to start in the NFL. The UT defense has 6 kids that are going to start in the NFL in the next 2 years. That's the best secondary they've had in 20 years in Austin.
Since Mac Brown.
UT is an awesome football team talent-wise with an elite head coach who tonight was underserved by a fucking spare-ass bus-driving quarterback named Quinn Ewers. That's my take tonight. Texas is really good.
I'm fine with that.
Same talent. Arch Manning in his sophomore or junior year, they're a freaking machine. Arch is going to be incredible. And I try not to, knowing that, okay, I know you're a skeptic, and I get that, and I can be too. And I am too, but I'm convinced Arch is going to be just a father mucker, So but I try to put that aside and just judge Quinn on Quinn and not let the Arch thing mess up my opinion to Quinn. Dude, and I've gone hot and cold on Quinn, but and I said this week, I said it 2 weeks ago, Quinn Ewers is not awesome. He's a 6'4", cannon-armed Texas-bred quarterback who's going to get drafted high. He is Trent Dilfer at best in the NFL. And tonight, they should have beaten A&M 35-0. This should have been 30. This was an ass whipping that went all the way down to the last 5 minutes because Quinn Ewers shit the bed in the third quarter twice with the stupid-ass turnovers, the half-ass pick six on the tip, the ridiculous fumble not protecting the ball. And even Kirk Herbstreit mentioned this in the fourth quarter. He said Quinn's looked stressed all night. He didn't look stressed to me. He looked bored. People say that he's got this incredible, they say that Quinn Ewers has this really excellent demeanor on the field. He never gets the moment never gets to him. I would suggest he doesn't rise to the moment though. There's being calm and collected, and there's being Jay Cutler out there not interested. I'm not saying he's disinterested, but he's not going to take next week when they lose to Georgia. It's going to be because he was asked to take the game over, Rudy, and he ain't going to do it. He can't.
No, I felt that way about Quinn since last year.
And you were right. I was wrong.
Him coming back to school was a great decision because I don't know how much of a pro he is. What's going to happen is they're going to be out of the playoff pretty early because Quinn isn't him, and Sark, who I like, Sark has grown on me, but Sark don't have the balls to make the call to give this team to Arch. And this defense at some point just isn't going to have enough in the tank.
Right. They're going to be tired.
They're going to waste a season. Like these type of defenses, I'm not going to say they're Miami 01 or I don't want to call them that yet. But this is one of those elite defensive teams that are going to fall by the wayside because Sark don't have the balls to make the call to go to Arch Manning, because this defense, the defense is elite.
It's the best in the country, probably.
I've seen this defense all year long, be top 3, top 5 defense all year long, carrying Sark and Quinn Ewers and this BS. They're not going anywhere in the playoff with this offense. They got a 3-year window where I said this earlier this year when we started this show, the UT postgame show. I said, hey, you know what? When I watch this team, they could win 2 titles out of the next 4 years. They're really about to crap one out the window because Sark don't have the balls to pull Quinn. And Quinn doesn't suck. It's just Arch gives them a better chance because of some of the flaws that they have offensively. When guys aren't getting open, when the offensive line breaks down, Arch has the ability to make up for some of those flaws. Quinn doesn't. And they're about to let a season go down the drain. They're not winning a title with Quinn Ewers.
No way. Not a chance.
They're not winning a title with Quinn Ewers. They're not.
No. They may not get out of the first round. I think they lose next week, and they lose in the first round. The time to have made the switch was a month ago. But they kept winning. And I just feel, I love Sark. I know you like him, and you've grown to like him.
He's grown on me.
I love him.
Sark. I like
him. And I feel bad for him tonight. I'm sure he's frustrated. He had zero faith in Quinn in the second half against a spare-ass, lucky to be over 500 Texas A&M team. That's what they are. They're not very good. And he had zero faith. So, but I'm a little pissed at Sark. Well, dude, you got 3 excellent running backs. why are we running Q Wisner into the ground? He's not going to have anything left next week.
Hold on. Okay, we disagree there, Mike.
If you want to run the ball all night, fine,
Mike,
but
he's the
let the other
truth,
kid
Mike.
do.
Mike, he's the truth. We disagree there.
I hope he's got something left next week is all.
Oh, okay, I got you. That's what you're talking about, that part of it.
He was on the bike in the fourth quarter with his head hanging. He's dragging ass tonight. They better put him in the ice tub, let him smoke a joint, get him a couple of honeys in the club, because that guy he's going to have nothing left next week. No, I agree. He's a badass. That's why I'm upset. He should have been on the bench in the third quarter chilling, flipping off Aggies in the crowd. Those 4 All-American defensive backs should have been on the bench mid-third quarter, chilling, hanging out, and smiling for the cameras. Those badass defense front they got.
Okay.
My point is, it's funny enough, because you and I have talked about this too in the last couple of post games. UT has still yet to put together a 4-quarter game all year long, and they're 11-1.
They cannot,
because of Ewers.
They cannot get off to a good start,
and it's because of Ewers. Quinn,
is it Ewers or is it Sark?
I think it's no, dude. Sark schooled Mike Elko in the first half tonight. Schooled his ass. And that's why I feel bad for Sark. And so a couple of things. You and I pointed out in the last couple of weeks, they still have not put together a full phase game, all 3 phases.
No.
And Herb Street said late when it was 17-0 in the second quarter, Herb Street said exactly what I've been saying. He said this is the first time that UT has actually had all 3 phases rolling and they have it going tonight. This looks great. And the cool part is Texas gets the ball in the third quarter. And so we get to the third quarter, and rather than run clock and try to kill time because you're up 17, Sark went for the end zone. And Herb Street's like, yeah, Sark's trying to put the game away now. And what happens? They march all the way down the field, and that overrated ass Quinn Ewers throws a half-ass devil-may-care pass that gets tipped and taken to the house. And a 14-point swing. If they score a touchdown there, and it's 24-0, it's church. And A&M lays down, and UT winds up running away. This should have been 35-0. It should have been 35-0. So I'm not trying to be all negative Nancy here. And I got a lot of Longhorns watching this show. This first 13 years it's taken to get here. You're on the road, massive rival game in that insane place. And I get all that. I don't want to disrespect the victory, but I cannot. That the elephant in the room is how Steve Sarkisian had to manage his football team because his quarterback sucked ass in the second half.
And
he had to protect his team from Quinn Ewers. So when you're doing that, why not put the other kid in? Honestly.
And thank y'all for the donations. Luis Flores, $5. Georgia's favorite by 1.5. Somebody else gave $9.99. I hate to put all this on Quinn, Mike, because he's a kid. But
he made $5 million in NIL money. F him.
Yeah. But at the same time, there's just some things that are happening that I have to put on him.
Yeah.
I have to. Now, it depends on who you ask as a UT fan, because some of the UT fans will tell you the receivers aren't creating separation. It's just the receiving talent isn't theirs.
They have 3 NFL players on that wide receiver core. 3, maybe 5 when their freshmen get time.
I'm trying to be nice, but
Quinn's
at the same time,
he's not okay. He's not great.
He's not great.
Not great. UT is not great because of their quarterback. He's just good, and that's why. And they're 11-1 in their first year in the SEC. They're going to the conference title game. A&M's never even gotten close. But I'm not trying to compare Texas to A&M. That's over with. We all know your big brother and their little brother, blah, blah, blah. Texas is in that conference to win the title. And they're in the conference title in year 1. And this is why I'm so frustrated as a UT follower, because they have a defense that's probably the best in the country. They have 2.
No, Mike, there's no probably.
Okay, cool. They have 2 first-round running backs.
Defense in the country. That's the best defense in the country.
4
For sure.
starters in the defense, 4 NFL starters in the defensive back. They've got 2 or 3 starters on in the NFL on the front. They got 3 offensive linemen that are going to play in the league, but they're 11-1, and they're going to the SEC title game. And you and I both agree they ain't got no chance to win the Natty, and we all know why. It's because of the quarterback. He should have went to Arch a month ago. I guess he can't now, because if he goes to Arch and Arch shits the bed because he's so inexperienced, then he looks like an idiot. They're just going to let them. They're just going to let the season go into the shitter because Quinn Ewers is like Jay Cutler. Hey, what's up? I guess we'll play today. All right.
When they're running the ball, the offensive line looks really good.
Awesome.
Gosh, Mike. We say they're not going to win the Natty, right?
They're not going to win the Natty, Rudy. They're not.
No. I'm not disagreeing that. Like, if you put a gun to my head and said, Rudy, bet your house and your kids is Texas going to win the Natty, I would say no. But this is what I would also say. Who are you impressed by? Like, while we're not impressed by Texas, right? And that's fair.
I'm not impressed by their quarterback. It's because of one dude.
Yeah, we're not impressed by Oregon. We're not impressed by Quinn Ewers. Mm-hmm. But when I really look, I'm not impressed by Georgia. I'm not impressed by Oregon. Like, what team are we willing to say right now, like, oh, yeah, gosh, they look awesome? I don't think there's anybody that we're impressed by. In fairness to Texas.
Fine. But, you asked me, I think they're the 3rd or 4th best team in the country. Now,
no,
I said
did.
Friday.
You said that.
I said Friday.
Friday.
I don't think they beat Ohio State, and I know that Ohio State shit the bed today. But again, that's a rival game, and they haven't beaten Michigan in 5 years. I think the Buckeyes will be fine. I think Georgia's going to be fine. I don't think Texas beats Oregon. I'm not saying, and by the way, there's not one team playing right now that's as good as any of those Saban Alabama teams that we got used to seeing run college football for 10 years.
Not even.
See, that's close. The thing. And so that's right. There's no complete team, and also Saban didn't have to deal with NIL. It's kind of like free agency has taken over college football the way it's taken over the NFL, and the result is every team has a hole because they can't, because you lose kids left and right into the portal. And so there is no complete team. But UT is as close to a complete team. Well, UT and Georgia are as close to a complete team as you can have right now. And Georgia has the same problem. Carson Beck is a spare. And Quinn Ewers is just all right. I can't stand Carson Beck. God, he's so cocky too. He's Jay Cutler too. Quinn Ewers is like Andy Dalton. Remember Andy Dalton at TCU? Andy was fine, and I couldn't wait to get rid of him. I could not wait for Andy to get the hell off that team.
And
to have Trayvon Boykin take over. And Andy played in the NFL 12 years and made $50 million.
Let me ask you this, Mike. Are you sure? Are you sure? Because keep in mind, the first half, Texas was just lost. They were deer in headlights. Second half, they owned Georgia. Are you 1,000% sure Texas can't beat Georgia? Are you sure about that?
No, not 1,000. 80-20. Not 1,000. Texas is really good. They just, if they can get the lead, get the ball out of Ewers' hands, play awesome defense, intercept Carson Beck, sack Carson Beck, play smash mouth, old school football, and win 20-17. Yeah, they can do that. But if they get behind in the fourth quarter, I need Quinn Ewers.
They can't win from behind. They can't win from behind.
No, not even by a single touchdown. No. Because at that point now you can't just let Q Weisner have the ball 35 effing times. The quarterback has to win the game, and he can't do it. I trust Carson, and I don't like Carson Beck. I trust Carson Beck to make plays in winning time more than I do Quinn Ewers. I hate Quinn Ewers. I hate his ass.
More than Beck?
Yeah, and I'm frustrated. That's why I'm so frustrated, because Texas should be great. Texas should be the favorite to win. If Arch were in his sophomore year and had a year of seasoning under his
It wouldn't
belt,
even be a debate. It
they'd
wouldn't
be
even
the
be a debate.
overwhelming favorite with the rest of the talent they got. They are being dragged down by their quarterback, and that's unfortunate. And when they get eliminated, it's going to be because Quinn Ewers or Bert Auburn, their shitty kicker. When and if Texas gets eliminated, and they probably will, it'll be because their kicker sucks or their quarterback sucks or a combination of both. Quinn Ewers is a fine quarterback, but when we talk about winning playoff games and I need you to lead me from down 10 in a playoff game in the fourth quarter and winning time, he is not going to be able to do that. And I think, and if anyone disagrees, y'all just wrong.
No. There's people in the chat that disagree.
And they're wrong.
Bishop.
And it'll play out.
But
it'll play out.
When I watch it, because keep in mind, to the Ewers defenders, there was 2 or 3 plays that, because the Aggie DBs can't catch, it should have been interceptions. There should have been interceptions, but the Aggie DBs can't catch. Now, we spent a lot of time talking about the Horns because this is the Horns show, Mike.
Yep.
Now, let me say this. Mike. Hey, Aggies. The Longhorns play like shit. They play like dog shit, Aggies. Y'all are at home. Everybody's hyped.
They didn't score.
Y'all gave everybody white towels.
That was a disgraceful performance.
Ewers was terrible. Quinn Ewers was terrible. They had a block punt. They had a fumble. They had interceptions. Everything that could go wrong went wrong, Aggies. And they still beat you. They still beat you.
They shut them out offensively.
Aggies, respectfully, y'all are a septic tank. Respectfully. Like, we spent a lot of time, well, of course, because this is the Longhorn postgame show, but respectfully, Aggies, y'all are a septic tank. The Longhorns delivered this game to you, to your table, with the cutlery. They delivered it to your table, and y'all couldn't take it. And I like y'all. I like the Aggies. I've tried to root for y'all. But the Longhorns played their worst game of the season, and they still beat y'all. They still beat y'all.
Both teams play hard.
It's embarrassing. At home. Oh, we better get the first home game. They better play us at home because they left us and they ruined the Big 12 with their TV network. Shut up. Your little brother forever. And I like y'all. Aggies. Y'all a little brother forever. And y'all got, there were some bad calls. I posted this. The reversal of the targeting, I thought it was awful. And the roughing the passer in the first half was awful. I was on your side, Aggies. I was on your side. I posted this. That was awful. Ref screwed y'all on that. But even after that, you got a block punt. You got a fumble. Did nothing with it. Your little brother forever, man. It's okay. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. It happens.
They hate when you say that, by the way.
It happens.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Y'all a little brother forever. There's
God
nothing
bless
wrong
y'all.
with it. God bless you. Come here. Let me rock you to sleep. Texas played awful and still beat them in College Station.
Quinn Ewers played awful.
Okay, fair.
Team played fine. And if he's half-ass, it's 24-0 early in the third, and the wheels fall off A&M mentally, and it turns into 35-0. It is the Longhorn Postgame Show. It is a historic night. They, after 13 years, go into Kyle Field and beat the Farmers 17-7 in a frustrating game, to be honest. And I agree with me and Rudy we're absolutely in lockstep in agreement on that. Presented by Orlando Kell, the official family law man of the Longhorn Postgame Show. He also brings us people I want to punch during our weekday shows. And Orlando is the family law man that you need to get a hold of. Did you marry an Aggie? Or did your old lady giving you shit, Aggies, because y'all lost and she's making fun of you and you're tired of her ass? Dump her and go get Orlando on your side and see her in court. It is Orlando Kell, the official family lawyer of In the Building and our Longhorn Postgame Show. Call him at 210-775-4995, or you can email Orlando directly at orlandokell.law@gmail.com. orlandokell.law@gmail.com. Boy, whole bunch to get into tonight. We got over 500 live viewers.
Did you like the game? Be real.
I didn't. I mean, I enjoy. Well, I mean, if I'm a Texas fan, I loved everything I saw in the first half because they were pinpoint. They were kicking ass. They did everything the right way. But if I'm an Aggie, it was a horrible game from the very beginning. Mike Elko did not have Texas A&M ready to play. He got his, and I think I tweeted it. This is a coaching mismatch thus far. Sark came out with a game plan and executed it, and the kids executed it to a T, and Elko had no clue what to do. No clue what to do. Mike got his ass out-coached, and he got his ass out-coached in the second half too. Steve Sarkisian is up here, in that list. Mike Elko's over here. Okay. He's fine. He's fine. But he and his staff got their ass handed to them. They were behind UT all night long. And the only reason this was close is because Quinn Ewers turned the goddamn ball over, and the UT kicking game is ass. Bert Auburn is a terrible kicker. And I want to throw their punter under the bus too. Kern, the Texas punter, on the block. Dude, what are you doing? You knew he was going to block. What a knucklehead. He just goes ahead and just kicks it. You can't stop, let the guy dive past you and try to get it, even if it's a shitty punt, try to get something off. He saw that coming. But he's too pizza because he didn't want to get tackled. He's scared. Kern, I know he's a punter, but hey, I don't give a shit. He's got a helmet on. And you're the quarterback at that. When you're the punter and you're out there about to punt, you are the quarterback of the offense at that point. You got to have the wherewithal and the guts to see, oh shit, he's going to block it. Don't just kick it into his freaking chest. That was terrible. They were going ape shit. Oh, what an amazing block by the Aggie. No, it wasn't. That was a routine thing they practice in scrimmages on Wednesdays. That asshole should have paused. Let the kid dive, and then maybe it's a 2-yard punt. Maybe he gets annihilated. Well, don't set their ass up inside the 5-yard line. You let that drove me nuts. I want to punch. If I could punch the UT punter, I would. So my point is, miracles bailed Mike Elko's ass out tonight. I don't know. Facts. I don't know what all the Aggies are saying about him tonight. He got his ass handed to him. He was lucky to lose by 10. Texas is twice as good as A&M, but it's not. They're close in talent, but Texas is twice as good because it's the same old Aggies. Top 5 recruiting, top 5 facilities, all the money in the world, and y'all are not good. You cannot field an offense worth the shit. They still have not had a decent offense since Johnny Manziel played there, and he's 38 over there playing grab ass with Drew Brees on the sideline. They cannot put quarterbacks on the field. And they go get Connor Wegman, 5-star quarterback, got his ass benched this year because he's a suck. Why would an elite quarterback go? I'm gonna piss off my Aggie buddies, but I don't get paid to come on here. Mike. I get paid to come on here and give the truth. No, I know. Why on earth would any 4- or 5-star quarterback ever consider going to College Station? you are not going to have a good career. You don't get coached up in College Station if you're a quarterback. How do you not field a better offense than that? It's non-competitive. How the hell are they 6-3 or whatever the hell their records is? It's a miracle. And they went on and on about how the Aggies don't have any depth. That's a good point, Big Al. How do you not have depth when I'm told you had the 9th best recruiting class in the country the last 7 years, but you don't have any depth? You had a 5-star quarterback, Connor Wegman, and he's on the bench. You ain't coaching nobody. That's why. So there's my Aggie takes on the Longhorn postgame show. If I'm an Aggie, I'm super pissed. It's the same old shit. Same old shit.
Facts.
I guess they're 8-4 now. They got no business. They went 8-4. You know what? And that's what the Aggies are. The Aggies' record is exactly who they are. They're an 8-4 program. They got $100 million. They got $1 billion stadium. Their fans are amazing, and that's an 8-4 program. That's what they are. That's what they've always been.
It sucks because the Aggie faithful spend a whole bunch of money.
I know. I feel bad for them.
No,
they deserve more.
Yeah, just so they can be like, hey, Texas, we spend money too. I got oil money too. Mm-hmm. Fair. Cool. Y'all spend a bunch of money. But at the end of the day, your little brother, it sucks. Like, y'all begged for the first game back to be at home, and y'all look like dog shit. Because Texas was awful, and this is what we got. This is as close to Jake Paul, Mike Tyson as we can get. Because y'all weren't good. Texas wasn't good either. But Texas did enough. Texas was Jake Paul. A&M was Mike Tyson. Like, I waited around for this. Like, this was a big deal for me. Like, I was supposed to be playing games with my family. I'm out of town. I told my family, I got to stop down. I got to watch this game. And A&M was Mike Tyson. Y'all look like shit.
No show.
Y'all were a no-show. Like, Texas was awful. Texas didn't even play good. And y'all showed up looking like Mike Tyson.
Shame.
No bueno.
Yeah.
No bueno.
We got more viewers on this show than we've had all season. I knew that was going to happen, though. Thank you all for tuning in. If you're tuning in for the first time, I am Mike Taylor. This is Rudy J. We do a show called In the Building during the week here on our Love You Hard TV channel. We also do Longhorn Postgame show after every game. And we don't come on here and pump sunshine up nobody's ass, not even the Longhorns. Even though it's a Longhorn postgame show, we keep it real. We tell it like it is. We ain't up there in Austin acting like they won the Super Bowl and let's tear the goalpost down.
No.
Sorry, not to throw any of my colleagues under the bus. This is a keep it real show, so thank y'all for jumping in here and watching. And you can donate to us if you want to and keep us employed. Help Rudy. At least he can go and tell his wife, yes, I'm sorry I mailed in 4 hours to watch this mediocre game, but baby, we made some money. So if you want to chat us and you want to tip us while you do it, jump into the super chat and deliver us what you want. You can also buy us a coffee on the Buy Me a Coffee link that LG always posts on our chat. It's buymeacoffee.com/LoveYouHardTV. Show also brought to you in part by GC Roofing. Welcome back, GC Roofing. They have a sweet hookup tonight for members of our family. Well, they're offering. Where'd that go? Russ just posted that. I'm going to make sure I get that right. Where's Russ? Okay, where'd Russ go? They got like $1,000 thing. Make me scroll back up here for a second. So GC Roofing has been doing business with us for a long time. A big part of the year. I found the chat entry. GC is a local San Antonio and Corpus Christi area, South Texas-based roofing company, and they have serviced a handful of In the Building subscribers and Thunderdomers and members of our subscribing family periodically over the course of the year. And, Christmas is around the corner. Tax season's coming up, January, February. And maybe you're ready to go get that roof looked at. Maybe you're ready to get that roof fixed. A lot of y'all have roofs that need to be fixed, repaired, replaced. Let GC come out and take a look at it. They do residences and commercial too, by the way. You got a company and you own the building and you need somebody to come look at the roof of your place, GC is where we go to. That's who you should too. It is 210-347-0426. And GC Services will take care of $1,000 of your deductible if you mention in the building till December 25th. All right, a lot of y'all will have time off in December, so this will be the time to go get that roof looked at. From now until December 25th, until Jesus' birthday, GC will take care of $1,000 of your deductible if you mention in the building. All right, so mention in the building, and I'm going to make a screenshot of that so I remember to promote that. If you mention us between now and December 25th, thank you to GC Roofing. Another thing on Quinn, which is why I'm so frustrated because he's so good, and I've been a fan of his. I feel like tonight I feel like the moment I let go of Dak Prescott. Because I was a Dak defender for a long time,
Dak Prescott sucks.
I was a proud Dak sucker, and
Jesus.
and I wasn't out of the closet loud and proud Dak sucker. I feel tonight, and I've been cooling on Quinn for the better part of a month here,
You have.
But tonight I'm all the way out. No faith.
That's it.
I would love for him to prove me wrong. I don't think he's gonna, because 99 times out of 100 when it comes to football, 99 times out of 100, I'm correct. And I don't think I'm going to be wrong on Quinn. He just ain't it. And it's weird because, he's so talented. The touchdown pass in the corner of the end zone to Jaden Blue that they had to review, no one in the world can make a better pass. There's quarterbacks who can make that pass, but only a couple of hundred. There's only a couple of hundred human beings on the earth who could make that pass that he made to Jaden Blue in the corner, and it was unbelievable. But then, he goes 2 hours of real time, and it got so bad to the part he got so shitty in the second half. Sark literally, they scored no points in the second half tonight, none. Sark literally had to go away from him, and he was like, remember, it's like guys that suck at defense. And teams have to go into a zone or go into a matchup zone defense because they got one huge wing link and they got to make sure he don't guard nobody. That's what Sark ran his offense tonight to get away from Quinn Ewers, and that's bullshit. We're doing that in the 12th game of the year, a week before the conference title game. That is a bad sign when your coach is having to take the ball out of the quarterback's hands because he don't trust him. And that's what we got tonight. That's bad. That's bad, man. Golly. It's weird. What's up, Eric Bishop? Just hit $200 through the super chat. Thank you, player. Appreciate that, EB. My man.
What did he say?
As an impartial observer, UT looked well coached, just didn't play well. A&M looked like A&M always does when it's nut cutting time. Fan base should cut the blaming the refs nonsense. I agree.
I agree with that.
Elk's fourth quarter was as shockingly bad as I've seen in a long time. Threw in some extra for Rudy. LOL. Tell Mama we made over $200 tonight. Thank you. Hell, we're gonna make more than I made on my birthday, man.
Thank you, EB.
He's right. So again, people were disagreeing with me on Twitter, but they're wrong.
About what?
Him going forward on fourth down. Texas, Quinn Ewers has decided to have his worst second half of the year. Your defense is dominating his ass. They get you a pick six to keep your ass in the game, Mike. They get you a block punt because the Texas punter's too pussy to get out of the way to keep you. Mike Elko was gifted. The football god smiled upon Mike Elko tonight. And what does he do? With his no offense having ass, he decides to go for it. Take the gimme points. Y'all ain't scored any points on offense all night. It puts you to winning 7. You still have momentum. Quinn Ewers ain't doing nothing. You take your chances there. Pull to within 7. The game was not the game was not going to be won there, but it was going to be lost if you don't make the touchdown on 4th down. And he goes for it. And what do? Run up the middle 2 times in a row. Just terrible. Why? And I feel terrible for my Aggie buddies having to put up with this shit. It is the same old thing every stinking year, whether it's Mike Sherman or Kevin Sumlin or Jimbo Fisher. Wherever Jimbo is, he is laughing his ass off tonight. Laughing his ass off tonight. You're right back to what you were with Jimbo Fisher, with a crazy talented quarterback you can't put on the field. You got to start a freshman because you ain't coaching nobody. And that's the worst offense in America. UTSA has a better offense. Not more talented, but a better offense. Army has a better offense with their wishbone-ass 1955 style. Army, with that kid from West Texas, that quarterback that plays at Army. Army has a better, again, not more talented, but better. All the Aggies do is bring in talent, but they're never better than anybody. It's so frustrating for my Aggie buddies. I don't know what to tell y'all, man. This is years and years and years and years. And Will mentions Colin Klein, and by the offensive coordinators all changed too. What are we doing? A&M ran 3 plays all night: run left, run right, and then desperate. We're gonna run left, cool. We're gonna run right, cool. Now we're gonna get desperate. That poor kid, Marcel Reed, he's talented. He's a baby. He ain't got no business being on the field against UT.
No, at all.
Golly.
Never.
It's just a shitty scene, man. It's just a shitty scene. Shitty scene. All right, show also brought to you in part tonight by Price Chevrolet. What's up, my boys out at Price? Down south, San Antonio, Texas, down in Pleasanton. PriceChevy.com. Lots of folks, because of their service and their quality. But a lot of folks who live in the San Antonio area will actually make the drive. Not like it's a long drive, it's 30 minutes, but lots of San Antonians will make that drive down south to Pleasanton because of the reputation that Price Chevrolet has. And I'm not just saying that because they're a part of our postgame show. The reason they're a part of our postgame show is because they do such good business. People will drive down there because they know the service from LJ and the staff down there at Price Chevrolet in Pleasanton is absolutely top-notch. 830-268-4894 or PriceChevy.com. PriceChevy.com had a member of Thunderdome last week go in there and do business. Eric Bishop got 1 truck in their service department, driving down Wednesday to take another truck in for their service. They are the best. That's the best live spot right there. Don't take it from my ass. Take it from a viewer of our show. Price Chevrolet, That's our boys. Welcome back to the postgame show. And I expect y'all to be back on board next week for the SEC championship game. Just saying, because we had another big show next week. Next week's huge. Saying. Texas can wrap up a home game in Austin in the first round of the playoffs, or a bye. Let me rephrase that. A bye and a home game if they can beat them dogs next week. I don't think they're going to win, but I'm not guaranteeing nothing. I think Georgia has now opened up as a 1.5-point favorite. It's going to be another badass game. But Quinn Ewers is going to have to play a hell of a lot better because
than what I saw last night.
The fighting farmers of College Station ain't going to be there to bail Quinn Ewers ass out next week. Them Georgia Bulldogs, if Quinn sucks next week, Georgia's going to whoop Texas' ass. Quinn Ewers better get exponentially better in the next 7 days, period. Golly.
Fair.
All right, man. When you coming home? Tomorrow?
Yeah. I'll be ready. I'll be home tomorrow.
Then all right, drive safe.
We'll do Monday. We'll see y'all
Monday. Thanks, everybody that was a part of this one. It's a late night. Let's get some sleep. Thank you, Russ, for that $199. First one that calls me will do another $500. Oh, Russ has offered $1,500 off deductible for the first person that calls him. How about that? So it's $1,000 between now and Christmas, but the first person that calls GC Roofing, Russ going to do a $1,500 deal. Okay. What's up? Let me take a screen call of that. Let me take a screenshot of that. Thank you to DJ LG. Thank you to Rudy J. I'm Mike T. in the building on Monday. Longhorns are in the conference title game in year one of the SEC, and the Aggies are 8-4. That's it. We're done. Love y'all hard. Y'all be cool. See you Monday.
This program was made possible by contributions from viewers and listeners like you. Thank you.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.